This is going to be a really friendly beginner casual guide for playing Survival Hunter in Season 3 of The War Within. So what I've got here on the left is our top priority, starting off with a single target raid rotation, going down to the bottom priority here, and then we're going to switch over and look at the AoE or Mythic Plus rotation. So number one, go in with your Hunter's Mark, which is going to increase how much damage we do. By the way, if you like this UI setup, excluding these big action bars, they're just for the video, you can get this on my Patreon. It's all made with Elf UI. So for the hero talents, we are going with Pack Leader, and that does something very important, and that is Howl of the Pack Leader. And this is going to affect our number one priority. While in combat, every 25 seconds, your next kill command ability will summon the aid of a beast. So number one priority is going to be using kill command, regardless of how much focus we have, which is our main resource, because it does generate some focus. So I'm saying, don't worry if you're maxed on focus, just use it if we have any of the beasts from Howl of the Pack Leader available. As you can see on my buffs at the moment, Howl of the Pack Leader, you will soon be able to summon the aid of a beast. Now it's suddenly available, as you can see here. Howl of the Pack Leader. Your next kill command generates an additional stack of tip of the spear and summons a wyvern, and your kill command will light up. So when that comes up, when your kill command lights up, use it as your number one priority. And as you can see, a wyvern has now been summoned to attack our target. Now I did mention something called Tip of the Spear, and I'm going to explain that in just 1 second. So the next priority in the list is basically using our Tip of the Spear stack on Flanking Strike. So what is Tip of the Spear? Well, that's this one here. Your kill command, the ability we've just mentioned, increases the direct damage of your other spells, and it can stack 3 times. So when we use that kill command, basically we've got some stacks here of Tip of the Spear, where our next spell is going to cause a lot more damage. Basically, if you have that stack to spend, use it on Flanking Strike as your number one priority. You and your pet leap to the target, striking it. Tip of the Spear grants an additional amount of damage bonus to Flanking Strike, and Flanking Strike will then generate 2 stacks of Tip of the Spear, which is fantastic. The next priority is to use Mongoose Bite, simply for the reason that it will actually add Serpent Sting to your target, which you want to ideally keep up as much as possible. Then we're going to use Coordinated Assault, and immediately after, Spearhead. Coordinated Assault then. You and your pet charge an enemy, striking them for combined damage, and you and your pet deal increased amounts of damage. When this is active, your kill command's chance to reset its own cooldown is increased, because sometimes that will happen. As soon as you use Coordinated Assault, use Spearhead, you give the signal, your pet charges a target, bleeding them for more damage, and increasing you and your pet's chance to critically strike. This one increases the damage done, this one increases our crit chance, etc. That's why we use them together. Before we go any further, let's just go over the rotation again. Whenever you get Howl of the Packmaster up, which your kill command will light up for, use your kill command, and that's going to be now. Then, if we have Tip of the Spear buffs available, like we do here, use Flanking Strike. Then, make sure we're using Mongoose Bite to keep up our Serpent Sting at all times. Use these 2 cooldowns. Now, if we've still got Tip of the Spear stacks available, but Flanking Strike is on cooldown, then we're going to move on to these here. So, let's say I have got a Tip of the Spear stack available, which I now do, and Flanking Strike is on cooldown. Then I'm going to keep my Serpent Sting up, I'm going to use my cooldown, but then I'm actually going to use Wildfire Bomb instead of Flanking Strike as my priority for using my Tip of the Spear. If your Howl of the Pack Leader is about to come off cooldown, we can use Mongoose Bite as well. And then basically any remaining stacks of kill command here you can use. And then apart from that, if you've got nothing else to use, I would just use your Mongoose Bite and then use your kill shot if you physically can. It's only usable on enemies with less than 20% health. And that's pretty much it for the single target rotation. Moving over into the Mythic Plus one, it's going to be pretty similar. You can see a few of the talents are changing. Pack Leader is staying, etc. We're just going to gain something here called Fury of the Eagle, and also Butchery is going to replace our Flanking Strike. So, number one priority in an AoE, or Mythic Plus environment, is going to be to use Fury of the Eagle if we have a Tip of the Spear stack to spend. Fury strikes all enemies in front of you, dealing a lot of damage. Critical strike chance is increased against targets below 20% health. and this will attack multiple targets. But again, only if we've got a tip of the spear stack to use. Wildfire Bomb, use it so that you don't cap out on charges this time, so a little bit different to how we were using it in the single target rotation. Again, if we have Tip of the Spear to spend, we're going to use Explosive Shot. So number one priority for Tip of the Spear is Fury the Eagle. Second priority for it is Explosive Shot. We also have a talent here I want to talk to you about called Hog Strider. Summoning your boar, which is going to be from your Howl of the Pack Leader, refreshes the duration of Mongoose Fury. Each time your boar deals damage, you have a chance to gain a stack of Mongoose Fury, and Mongoose Bite strikes an additional target. Increases the damage of Mongoose Bite for up to 16 seconds, and that can stack. So at this point in the rotation, we're going to consume any stacks of that Hog Strider we have. So if you see stacks of Hog Strider on your bar, then use Mongoose Bite to consume it. Again, if we've got Tip of the Spear to spend, still, we can use it on Wildfire Bomb. So number one priority, Fury the Eagle. Number two priority, Explosive Shot. Number three priority, Wildfire Bomb for Tip of the Spear. Use Kill Command, again, like in the single target rotation, when we have Howl of the Pack Leader available. Use Butchery, where you attack all nearby enemies in a flurry of strikes, etc. And that's also going to help reduce the cooldown on Wildfire Bomb. Then use Coordinated Assault, and then we're pretty much using Explosive Shot and Mongoose Bite if we have nothing else left to use at that point. So to spend Tip of the Spear, use it on Fury the Eagle. Don't cap out on your Wildfire Bombs. Use Explosive Shot if you've got Tip of the Spear to spend. Use Mongoose Bite if you have Hog Strider. Use Wildfire Bomb if you've still got Tip of the Spear. Use Kill Command when it basically lights up from your hero talents. Use Butchery on cooldown, Coordinated Assault on cooldown, and then Explosive Shot and Mongoose Bite if you've got nothing else to spend. It's a slightly more complex rotation than you're using in Marksmanship and Beast Mastery. Beast Mastery is the easiest spec in the game, and Marksmanship is not too bad, but I find Survival a little bit more complex and interesting. So if you are a really, really, really casual beginner player, maybe check out those specs in the playlist you'll see at the end of this video. The other things we do have available to us is Exhilaration, a fantastic defensive. I'm just going to sort of slightly hover over these. I don't want to overwhelm you as a beginner. So I would recommend looking through all the talents, in depth once you're more comfortable with the rotation. Don't let anyone rush you. And also the same with the rest of your abilities. But you're not going to be using these in the general rotation. We have Camouflage and Exhilaration. These are great defensives. Same with Aspect of the Cheetah for speed and Aspect of the Turtle for defense as well. We've got cool things like Feign Death and Disengage that I love. And we also have Primal Rage, which is your Bloodlust. This is going to increase the haste by 30% for all party and raid members, and this is the biggest cooldown in the game. Survival of the Fittest, again reducing all damage you take. And then we have Muzzle. This is going to interrupt the spellcasting of your enemies, and it's really, really, really important that you do this as much as possible, especially in Mythic Plus. Sometimes, if an enemy can't get a spell off, it can't hurt you, it can't do what it wants to do, it's really, really useful. And there we go, that's how you play Survival Hunter in Season 3 of The War Within. Don't forget to subscribe, of course. Check out the playlist on screen if you are looking for any other specs.